2020. The Honorable Bapak Dr. Muhammad Salehin, Mrs. Aprodita Emma as the Head of Arsitektur Studi Program UNISA, all lecturers from Arsitektur Studi Program UNISA and also from UTM, and of course to all my beloved students from UNISA and UTM. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hapsari and I will be your host for today. For today, we will have 5 speakers from Landscape Arsitektur UTM by Year 2 student, Noni, Joshua, Muhammad Khairul, Limzin, Nicholas. They are from Faculty of Built Environment and Surveying UTM. They will talk about urban design of Pontian Besar, Malaysia. And before that, maybe for Mr. Muhammad Salehin, you will give a prologue for us, please.
Yeah, all right. Before that, on behalf of UTM, we would like to express our highest gratitude to the University of Syria, Jogja, for this kind of collaboration. As their lecturer, I do feel that, you know, this is a very good session for everyone to share their knowledge and inputs that we can improve one another. So without further ado, I will give some briefing on our site in Pontian. Do you mind if I share the screen right now?
Okay, I will stop share for me.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, you can share it now, Pak.
All right. All right. Can everyone see the slides here?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So basically, what we have decided for our studio is like we have selected one particular area in Pontian, whereby we're not covering the whole districts, but we just focusing on the urban setting of Pontian town. So basically, from the geographical location, Pontian is located at the southern part of Johor State, whereby it's located very close to the Pontian Besar Island in Kepulauan Riau. So we have a ferry from Kukuk to Karimun Island here. So it's just like 2.5 hours, and then the location of the Pontian is very strategic, whereby it is located near to Singapore and to Kepulauan Riau as well. So based on the future development in Pontian, for Pontian, basically like this area is part of the new development of Nusajaya or Iskandar Putri, whereby it has a lot of influence from the major developments, especially from this particular area in Johor Bahru and also from Singapore as well. So basically for our studio, talking about the Pontian itself, so in Pontian, the sites, the Pontian town itself is comprising of 2 different areas, whereby it is physically divided into 2, Pontian Besar and the other one is Pontian Kecil. So basically, when talking about Pontian Besar, this area is very rich in terms of the culture and local activity, and this is very old area. And currently it serves as an administration area for the people around Pontian. And for the Pontian Kecil, basically it's a new development area that focusing on the commercial and local activity. So what we did for our studio, we divided them into two different areas, whereby within these 2 different areas, we once again divide them into two different groups, focusing on 2 different themes, whereby for the Pontian Besar, we wanted them to focus on the healthy city and livable city concept, and for the Pontian Kecil, we wanted them to focus on the green city and landscape urbanism concept. The reason why we wanted to do we wanted them to have this kind of project. We wanted them to explore from the idea of from the urban planning concept and how this can be integrated into landscape perspective. Whereby when talking about this kind of concept, there's a lot of guidelines, some sort of principles. But when we come into a design, it will be quite very challenging because the idea of how to implement this kind of principle will require the designers to think out of the box. So for the first stage, we asked them to propose a conceptual master plan for urban development of Pontian. So this will be a group work consists of 5 to 7 students for each team here. So for the next stage, where we're going to have a presentation of them, it's like they need to present on their individual master plan. So this is where we can see different ideas and different approach that have been implemented in their design. So I think without further ado, can we proceed with the presentation, Ibu Hapsari and Ibu Aprodita, if you're okay with that?
Yeah. Okay. Kita mulai. Ya, terima kasih. Thank you, Pak Muhammad. So for each student, you will have about 10 minutes to presenting. And after all of you presenting, we will discuss with UNISA student. And who's the first, Pak?
Can we proceed with Noni Zealand Effendi? If you're alright with that, Noni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boleh.
Alright.
I start sharing now.
Yes, please, Noni.
Please, you can introduce yourself first, Miss Noni. It's yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. My name is Noni Zizilin binti Effendi, and I'm from SBEZ 2435 Urban Landscape Studio, yaitu UTM Studai. I'm from Healthy City. Okay. First of all, I and my friends are very grateful for the opportunity that we have to share the knowledge that we may be able to practice it in the future. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So now I'm going to proceed with my president study. Excuse me. There are two president study areas that I have selected related to the site, as well as my design, namely Wonju City, Korea, and also the Bajes Quartier, Netherlands. For the first one is Wonju City, Korea. Wonju City, Korea is a developed city that is focused on providing good educational facilities and is also focused on the research and development or R&D community. It is designed as a circular city. The city is developed with 3 key functional centers, which is R&D, training, and also industrial. While my second president study was Bajes Quartier, that located in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Bajes Quartier was a former prison and has now expanded into a residential area focused on developing a green and healthy lifestyle in the city center. This is because, as we can see, the quartier has focused heavily on the development of pedestrian walkways and bike paths, and has also transformed one of the towers into a green tower, a vertical public park to showcase Dutch urban agriculture concepts and surrounding viewing platforms. And Desktop President Studies focusing on the movement of the community towards a healthy lifestyle and also focus on the social interactions between the communities in the city. Therefore, I choose Desktop President Study because of the connection with the conceptual development that I will use in my design, which will focus on workability, SDG number 3, and also social interaction, SDG number 11. Okay, so I'm going to proceed with my conceptual idea board. My site is located at Pontian Besar, and I have chosen the neighborhood area as the site I will design. My aim is to providing a safe environment to encourage active lifestyle among the community to create socially, environmentally, and economically health surrounding. And I have 3 objectives that I want to achieve when designing my site, which is to promote safe environment for walking and biking, to facilitate social cohesion and supportive social networks, to connect up the wider green space network. This is my conceptual development that I adapted from my president study, which is the SDG number 3, walkability, and also social interaction, SDG number 11. For walkability, uh, I which is the provide a good circulation for pedestrian and bicycle lanes, and this is because to encourage active transport and also provide different tracks to keep people safe. For the second one, which is whereas more areas are open to activities like recreational area or open spaces, this will encourage more people to do activities in the area and can engage their relationships with each other. And for the next one is my design approach. My design approach is I have 2 design approach, which are first to focus on the accessibility, to ensure that this neighborhood area is accessible to all people of all ages and abilities. And for the second one is the ensure that circulation to this neighborhood is easy, either by walking or by transport. And the last one is to should have a connection with the surrounding area and should meet the needs of community living in the area. That's my first design approach, and for my second design approach is the quality that I focus on developing an area of great value, such as making the road area as a valuable public space, such as planting more trees along the way to provide comfort to the users. And the second one is green, that I'm going to maximize the green area and also comfort. Comfort is the to buy less polluted place that make this area more comfortable of experience. Okay, then I'm going to proceed with my design process. For my design process, I focus on 5 process, which is the first one is I determine the circulation for my area. I had 3 main entrance, and I also focus on the movement of the pedestrian community as well as the car to keep it safe. And I move on to the next process, which is I began to propose areas for activity. I have proposed 7 areas for the community, which is the first one is viewing area. This area is near to the sea. And the second one is community garden, then nature play area, recreational trails, neighborhood park, mini pocket park. Mini pocket park, I propose it as the sense of welcoming. And also the last one is the street planting. Okay, and now I'm going to continue with my conceptual ideas. It's a okay. My conceptual ideas is I choose a Sorakik neighborhood as my ideas, which is I choose this anatomy was due to the idea of my group concept, which is the healthy city group. Our previous healthy city group is we choose a spine to become our conceptual ideas. Since the Jalan Al-Sagof, we think it as a spine for the Pontian Besar. So as we divide into spaces, so I choose the neighborhood as the thoracic spine. And for the thoracic spine, which is the hold the rib cage and protect the lung, in line with my idea that I want this neighborhood area to protect the people in this area in the process of developing socially, environmentally, and economically health surrounding. Uh, just want to say that thoracic neighborhood as the thoracic spine and the community as heart and lungs. So the thoracic neighborhood going to protect the community by keeping their safety. And now I'm going to continue my conceptual and spatial diagram, which is conceptual diagram and my spatial diagram. This for viewing area, I focusing for observing, and this is passive activities that suitable for people for them to have a recreational or leisure feeling. And for the next one is the nature play area that we want to let the kids to learning and have uh, all senses all their senses to develop. This is active activity. Then we move to neighborhood park for their social interaction. It is active. Street planting for environmentally, which produce oxygen for community, and also it's produce biodiversity in urban environment. And for the next one is mini pocket park, which provide good active area for community. And the last one is recreational trails that I focus for adult for them to leisure. This is the semi-active activities. Next, I will produce to my master plan. My master plan. Okay. My master. Okay. This is my master plan. The main entrance in my master plan is the street before the mini pocket park. The mini pocket park is the first one. I have choose I take the sketch there, and mini pocket park is the starting point for the neighborhood. I propose the mini pocket park is for a sense of welcoming. Mini pocket park also providing a safe and inviting environment for surrounding community members. Then go to the recreational trails, which is the path that help residents to feel closer with nature while doing a movement. Also can learn about natural things. I also propose a neighborhood park, which encourages residents to engage in more outdoor activities, while they also can nourishing their body and enhancing their social relationship. And next to the neighborhood park, which is the children play area, nature play area. Nature play area is to encourage children to play and help children to learn with all of their senses. I've been proposed a nature play element, also mini playground element, so the kids can play both of them. And the last one is the community garden, which is provide fresh products and plants. And the most important thing is focusing with contributing to a sense of economy, community, and engagement and connection with environment. The left side, which is the sketch to show the area that I've been proposed. Okay, and now I'm going to propose with my elevations and sections.
Okay, for Miss Noni, you have 2 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, for my elevations and sections. I'm sorry. For my elevation and sections, for my elevation AA, I cut it from nature play area until the before street planting, which is this place is encourage people to have a pleasant feeling that help them to move around. Since my conceptual development is want them to have a walkability and also the social interaction, so they need to have a movement and also they can playing around. But for the natural routes, I'm more focusing it to the adults, which is they can walk in that place and they can feeling pleasant feeling. And the second one is my section BB, which is I cut it from the residential area until half of the street planting. At this section, I just want to show about I want to show. I'm most important thing about the street planting. As for my previous conceptual development, that I'm going to propose a separate tracks for pedestrian, cyclists, cars on busy streets, and also provide vegetation along the walkway to provide aesthetic value and shading. The street planting is play an important role in increasing urban biodiversity and provide protection and comfort to the pedestrian, which is the very important this thing that I propose in my site. And for the final board is a planting palette. For the planting palette, this is my last board. For the planting palette, I specify the kinds of tree that I will use in my thoracic neighborhood, which is I divide it into 4 types, which is the tree, shrubs, aquatic plant shrubs, and also the ground cover. Here I also attack the uses and benefits of each type of plants. As
we go directly to second speaker or atau kita tanya jawab dulu?
I think can we just proceed to our next speaker? Okay. Is that possible then? Can we proceed with Joshua? Joshua, are you there, Joshua?
Yeah. Are you ready, Joshua? Joshua, can you hear us?
All right.
It's okay.
I think he's kind of missed. All right. Okay. All right. In this case, can we proceed to the second to the third one? Nicholas, are you ready, Nicholas? Can you present yours?
Yes.
All right. All right.
Please.
Before that, Nicholas, can you give some introduction about yourself?
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Nicholas.
Very good morning to our lecturers, Dr. Sohin and Mrs. Hapsari, the Dean of Faculty Science and Technology, Universiti Asia Yogyakarta, and the audience. And I am Nicholas from Program Studi. So now I'm going to present my master plan.
I'm sorry, I just got disconnected.
It's all right, Joshua. Let's Nicholas to start the presentation first.
All right. So
thank you very much. It's all right.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, it's clear from here.
Yeah, okay. All right. So first of all, there are 2 precedent studies that I had chosen. The first one is Shanghai Houghton Park, which is in China. So the reason that I choose the park is because it focuses on the ecological aim that regenerate the waterfront as a wetland habitat. They are conceptual wetland, ecological flood control, urban agriculture that to help to achieve an overall restorative design strategy and to treat the pollution, river water, and recover the water quality in an aesthetically pleasant way. So the first precedent study is more focused on the purification of the water quality. They use the specific planting that to purify the water. there are some specific aquatic plants that help to clean the water, like inspire me to sorry, there are some specific aquatic plants that I select in the design to purify the stormwater that come from the urban area. And for the second precedent study is about wildlife habitat. It's in Taiwan. And the design is more related to the restorative of the biodiversity and wildlife habitat. So in the design, it's cover 3 aspects, which is the blue corridor, infrastructure, ecological aspect. For the blue corridor aspect, they provide the wetland to filter the polluted water and then go to the retention pond as an additional storage to collect the stormwater. For the infrastructure, they provide the boardwalk. They provide the boardwalk, walking in the mangrove area and fishing jetty, and also the greenway as a recreational facilities for people to access. As you can see, the ecological rehabilitation rebranding for each different area. For example, for the red mangrove area that provide for a nursery habitat for the mangrove crabs and also the fish. And for each planting have the different function for each wildlife habitat. So I will go to the conceptual design. So my master plan is from Green City, and I'm choose to design the urban stream, which is in the red zone, as you can see in the side plan. And then my aim is to create a resilient community in the city where people are able to maintain the balanced need in environment, social, economic, capital. So to achieve the aim, I have proposed a green-blue corridor network to increase the connectivity between the urban habitat and improve the biodiversity on site. And I also provide a green hubs as urban oasis to build the psychological and emotion of people in the environment. So I have provided the wooden boardwalk in the middle of the master plan, and then some timber decking and bamboo boardwalk viewing platform to enjoy the view and access to increase the connectivity in the master plan. And I also propose a retention stormwater wildlife mitigation area that enhance the wildlife habitat, and then enhance also the water quality, and also as to collect the stormwater from urban stream for urban area. So next will be schematic plan that I had proposed. First one, I separate the different zone. As you can see, I separate each zone to like green space, conservation area, recreational area, blue corridor, and the step 2 is more specific, like the parking zone. I provide a parking zone for the visitor to access, to park their car at there, and then they can walk inside to the biosphere, which is the natural purification of the system, and then visitor center, skywalk, and then to the walking trees park, which is the mangrove zone, and then the riverside, water edge promenade, and bio retention stormwater wildlife mitigation area. So there are some specific planting strategies that are proposed. to help to cater the flooding problems and water quality, reduce the carbon footprint, and also increase the biodiversity. For example, in biosphere, I choose the panicum without switch gas to help to slow down the water and increase the stormwater infiltration. And for the river walk, there are some red mangrove there to protect the coastal from any storm and wet and also flooding issue, and provide the soil erosion to stable the root system. And then for the water, the riparian area, I provide also the aquatic plants that provide a food source habitat for the animals and also other wildlife that give them a shelter to, and also the food source. I also provide some native food plants that provide the foods for the native wildlife, such as the birds and butterflies. So next, I will propose to the master plan. This is my master plan, and this is the final outcome of master plan. The lower left corner is the parking zone at here, parking zone, and then the visitor can access to the visitor center is more to the information of the overall urban stream. And then beside the parking zone, there is a biosphere here to collect the water from the urban area and then purify the water, and then go to the retention pond to collect the water here, over here, and then finally go to the river of Pontian. So after the visitor center, they can access to the skywalk, which is at here, skywalk, and then go to the mangrove park. I name it as the walking tree parks, and then I have proposed some jetty for fishing and recreational activity, and also the water promenade to enjoy the mitigation area that also protect the wildlife habitat and enhance the water quality. For next is the section and illustration that I have proposed. For the walking trees, that you can see the view is like that in the left hand side. And the best is offer a walk through the mangrove and allow a visitor to immerse themselves in the nature while taking a look for the birds, fish, and other wildlife in the vicinity. The park offers a glimpse of the beauty. So as you can see, the left hand side, the visitor is can access from the skywalk to nature, and then to the walking trees, and then to the riverside for walk, and finally to the Pontian Petit River. And next is the biosphere. The stormwater from the urban area come from here and then go to the biosphere. Biosphere will convey the stormwater runoff while remove the pollution of the water, and then go to the bio-retention pond, and finally go to the river Pontian Besar. The bio-retention pond is to collect the water from the urban to prevent any flooding issue that can affect the community and the resident area. So each zone that have different wildlife habitat in the like mangrove that have the burung, paca, bakau, and for the retention pond they have crabs and the logfish. So I also selected some specific planting for the biosphere to increase the functionality of the purification. This is a view of the skywalk to nature. It's a suspension bridge and trail that can go into the walking trees. The view of skywalk, and then the riverside here. The best to enjoy the sunset view from the boardwalk of Pontian Besar. And the next session will be section C, which is bio-retention stormwater wildlife mitigation area. That is a landscape mitigation or shallow basin to use to slow down the water and treat the stormwater runoff, and also enhance the habitat for wildlife. Is located at here.
Okay, you have 1 minute left.
All right. I also choose the specific planting, for example, the water lilies and also the seagrass for the fish and amphibians for food and habitat, such as the rainfish, fish, and copper chip frog. And for the water edge for mountain, is a best for people to enjoy the view and explore to the lake. As you can see, the rehabilitation area, aesthetic view, and recreational area. For example, the fishing jetty, the people can go there to fishing, and this is a view of the water promenade here. Bio-retention pond and the fishing jetty. That's all from me. Thank you for this listening. That's all. Yeah.
Okay, give an applause. Thank you for Nicholas presenting about ecological rehabilitation, replanting. Your design, there is a riverside boardwalk, the walking trees, skywalk to nature, the bioswale, and also bioretention pond. Okay, for the third speaker, who's
yes,
the
can
next?
we go to Cairo? Cairo, are you there, Cairo?
Are you ready? Oh, Khairul, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, Khairul, please. You have 10 minutes, okay?
Assalamualaikum, very good morning all of the lecturers. My name is Muhammad Nizam Abdul Jalil. I'm year 2 student of landscape architecture. I would like to present on my master plan development presentation. Okay, for my president study that I choose on focus is on the therapeutic landscape, which is related to my section zone on master plan, which is the healing precincts. The study that I chosen is the first one is the Elizabeth and Nona Evans Restorative Garden at the Cleveland, Ohio, and the second one is the Cancer Rosa Hospital Garden at Osaka, Japan. From this study that I can conclude for the design consideration is the first one is how to provide a successful therapeutic landscape is through the positive or nature detection such as the water and plant element. And the second one is minimize ambiguity with more natural form element, which this means by the form and the elements of the design is more to natural form rather than not natural form such as the rock element. And one is minimize intrusion. Vehicles or motorcycles to provide a minimum intrusion in terms of voice and noise pollution and air pollution. The fourth one is maximize green green and minimize man-made elements. This mean by the softscape is more considered than the hardscape element. The fifth one is encourage exercise or walking. It literally mean that to provide walkability on the site. And the last one is to provide variety of spaces and experience. Okay, the second one is the schematic development.
Khairul, can you speak louder?
The second one is the schematic development of my design. I begin with my design statement with my aim is
Cairo, we lost your voice.
Yeah.
to design and then
Khairul. Interruption, Khairul. We can hear your voice clear from here.
Yes.
Can you hear now? Okay, yeah, okay. My aim is to design and plan Pontian as a healthy city based on some SDG principles that provide safety and resilience to its community for good living. Okay, my objective, the first one is to promote safe environments for walking and biking. Second one is to facilitate social cohesion and supportive social network. The third one is to connect up the wider green space network. Okay, the side issue that I find from my side sendiri is the first one is the noise pollution from because it's located on the middle of the city. Of course, it has a noise pollution from many vehicles and the busy street. The second one is the lack of open and green spaces for community to have social interaction. And the third one is lack of facility provided, such as the cycle lanes and pedestrian walkway. So from the side, they are divided onto each zoning, which the first one is zoning and for the residential and commercial area, institutional area, residential area, commercial area, and open green spaces. Okay, for the healing precinct, the hospital is as the hub of the site and is surrounded by residential area, commercial area. Okay, for the accessibility of the site, they are provided main road and secondary road on the site. But for the healthy city concept, we must provide, we might encourage walking, which is the walkability of the site, which from the site issue, we can find that there are lack of pedestrian walkway. So the accessibility of the site, we focus on the Jalan Asagov, which is the spine of the area, the main circulation of the area to improve its walkability by providing a pedestrian walkway. Okay, the functional diagram can see the hospital, the middle one as the hub. To encourage the work to access to the hospital as the hub from the residential or commercial area. So the green space, existing green space can be designed as the nodes of the site with the area residential area can access the green spaces before access the hospital, which to provide an healing experience before accessing to the hospital as the hub. Okay, the spaces that I propose is the first is hospital, the hub of the healing precincts, the healing street, which is the Jalan Asagov at the main circulation, which act as the connector to the hub with green element to provide natural shading or to provide environmental restoration for people that walking at the area. and the recreational area, which are more active spaces for social interaction and physical activities. A community garden, which is an area provide social coherence and also is a participatory healing concept which involve community and from the hospital to have social interaction to learning and exploring environment. And the fifth one is the therapeutic garden, which is the space which is identified as the small contemplation space, which is more quiet and a little privacy, is provide therapeutic effect through activities or either image and visual. Is located and be nearest to the hospital as is target the hospital patients to engage to the area. And lastly is the pocket park, which act as the stop area for users along the Jalan Segaf. Okay, I'll proceed to my master plan, which I begin with my at the area of Jalan Asagov. It can be seen from the plan. Is provide as a connector to the area and as the main circulation. For the Jalan Asagov is a long distance travel for people to encourage people to walking to the area. So the pocket park acts at the nodes of the area, which is the stop area for people to access to the site, which encourage more people to walking to the site and improve the walkability. And the hospital is located. Hospital is the main hub of the area, and nearest to the hospital is the therapeutic garden, which there are some water element sitting area for therapeutic healing, and the community garden, which is directly located beside the therapeutic garden for a participatory healing process through the involvement from the community and the patient from the hospital. And recreational area for the more active space, even for the community of the people from the commercial area. Okay, I move to my section drawing, which is the station XX, which can be seen that Jalan Asoko is beside the hospital, which is can be seen is the main accessibility for the people to access to the hospital, and the hospital is located directly beside the therapeutic garden for the patients to involve in therapeutic healing process. And once again is a view to a water fountain. The water fountain acts as the nature of positive reflection for the area, and it also provides a noise barrier for the area, which can be referred to the site issue. This is noise pollution. The therapeutic process need a quiet and calm environment, which is the water. The sound of water can be act as the noise barrier for the area to be separated from the noise pollution from the main the busy road, and the view toward the variety of seating area. This is to provide a variety of experience from the seating, with to encourage people or patients to access to the site and the view toward hospital courtyard, which have a courtyard to provide more to provide good element for environmental restoration and improve the elevation of the hospital. Okay, the section YY can be seen is hospital is located at beside the therapeutic garden for easy accessibility of patients to go through the therapeutic garden, and the therapeutic garden is located beside the community garden for learning and exploring environment for the people around the residential area or the patient from the hospital.
Excuse me, Khairul, your time 1 minute left. Okay, it's okay. Yeah.
That's all from me. Thank you.
Good timing, Hairul.
Very well. It's an interested healthy city, hailing presence that you have 6 area, yeah, hospital, hailing street, recreational area, community garden, pocket park, recreation, and also Jalan Al Sagaf as the main road. Okay. Before we go to fourth speaker, I want to inform for those who just joined that this event is also live in YouTube streaming. We will share on the link on the chat. Okay, for the next, what's the next, Pak Muhammad?
All right, Joshua, are you ready, Joshua?
Okay, Joshua.
Just after.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so sorry for disconnected.
Yeah, we've been waiting you for so long.
Sorry.
It's all right, Joshua. Just kidding. Come on, yeah.
Yeah, please, Joshua.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So, Tech in UTM. So today I'll be presenting my president study and my master plan. So first of all, my first president study will be at Chulalongkorn Sanitary Park in Thailand. So actually this is a park where they decided to turn an area within a university into a park, and it's actually a biggest water sustainable water capture park in Thailand that actually managed to allow Thailand to avoid flood within the few years. So as from the Chulalongkorn Sanitary Park, I would like to take some implementation or their element from their park. So first of all, I would like to propose a park as a water treatment system. As we can see, they treat water with all their native plant and capture all the rainwater. So the next proposed site implementation that I would like to propose is the retention area. Retention area is where how they capture rainwater and sustain it within the pond and allow it to maintain until the water manage to get away. So it's actually to reduce the stormwater runoff into the urban context. So the next part will be park as a green infrastructure. So as we can see nowadays, there are many urban within the world, but we can see that there is no green infrastructure implementation. So I would like to implement how green infrastructure work together with urban context to create a sustainable area. So the next will be Chungcheong stream in South Korea. This is an interesting park whereby they turn a very long highway into a park, whereby it consists of almost 22, it's 11 kilometer long, and it consists of 22 small bridges within the park. So actually, this park managed to create a green area within the urban context in South Korea. So first of all, the site implementation that I would like to propose is flood control. As we can see, the park actually turned from a urban highway into a park that can contain a lot of water. So the park is actually dig out, and it is a stream that consists of 11 kilometer long. So the whole site will be a stream, a 11 kilometer long stream. So the next site implementation is how I would like to increase public spaces of pedestrian-friendly environment within an urban context. So as we can see from the picture, there are people who engage into the park and see that they are in how the park works within the urban context. Yeah. So next, zoning. The actually urban highway is only how circulation work, but after that, for wildlife or increase of sustainable area within the context, so I would like to implement it into my site. So next will be the proposed design and background study for Pontian Besar, which is my site. So on our right side, we can see that there are actually, this is how we divide our zoning area, and my area is actually at the number 8 at the lowest, at the south, the Green Revival. So for aim, I would like to redevelop Pontian Besar into a lively and interactive place that fulfill community needs by centering sociological and environmental aspects. So we would like to increase the sociological and environmental aspect within Pontian Besar. So next will be our objective. So in my objective, I'll divide into two parts, whereby environmental aspect and social aspect. So first of all, in environmental aspect, I would like to provide a clean and unpolluted environment in Pontian. Next, to restore infrastructure in coastal area, because actually Pontian area is actually located next to a coastal area. So the third one will be community harmony. So to foster biodiversity. So it's actually to provide more green space and foster biodiversity in the context of urban. So the next one will be social aspect. Actually a low social aspect. So I'd like to propose a sustainable and accessible environment for the community. Second is community belonging, whereby they can interact together within a place, so to increase human interaction. Third will be social belonging. Is to remain the sense of belonging in Pontian with a memorable place, so they can have a sense of place whereby they are in Pontian, but they also can appreciate the place. So next will be my context plan. First will be the circulation plan. The circulation plan will show how the park works. For the green line, it will actually for the pedestrian. So actually it wasn't accessible for the pedestrian at first. So I would like to propose and it become accessible for the pedestrian to walk inside the site. So next will be the vegetation plan. This is how I propose the planting scheme. Later on, we will see within my master plan. So the next will be zoning area. This is how I divided my area into few zoning area that will play different roles. Later on, we will see also within my master plan. So the side issue we have is we actually have a lack of hub. So the community cannot meet together or interact together. So the next will be poor infrastructure, because as we can see, even though it's a urban context, there are still lack of infrastructure, especially within green infrastructure. So that will be contamination of water resource, because how water runoff run into the river, without being treated by natural or maybe infrastructure. So you have a contamination of water. So next will be there are a lot of abandoned space because there are what we call invasive species, whereby it actually take over a place without any function, and it will spread and will cause harm to native species. So there are many type of places we have in this place. So the main road actually have heavy traffic and it's difficult for pedestrian users. So I would like to increase the pedestrian. So next will be proposed design idea. First of all, as you can see just now, water treatment area. I would like to use native plant and natural element to treat how water run off and cure it before it reach back into the river. Next will be jogging and cycling track. It's actually how we increase public space for local community for them to engage within a natural area within the urban context. Next will be water retention area. This is an interesting place whereby actually the pond will sustain water and will hold water for the heavy rain. So the water will be overflow and it won't actually cause flood because all the water will go into the water retention. It will hold it, and it will also treat the water and hold it, and it will slowly be flow back into the river. So next will be green infrastructure, green walkway, and water theatre. This three is actually a green infrastructure that I would like to propose. So green infrastructure is how infrastructure that cooperate with green element and create green spaces within the park. So I would like to propose all these elements. So green walkway is how green people can enjoy how green element within the park, and water theatre is how people can actually engage with water element, and that water theatre will also be a water retention pond whereby it will hold water during a heavy rain. So it can actually manage to have a multiple functional area. So the last one will be increased public space and pedestrian friendly environment. So before it was actually an abandoned green area. So after that, we'll turn it into a park. We can see it at the master plan. So this is my master plan, if you can see it. So I'll bring you into my master plan. So first of all, we have 8 elements. Then we start from the first one. So from the north, we will move to south at the main entrance. Then first will be a jogging pit stop whereby people can actually rest and stop while they are jogging in the park. I think I will explain detail within the certain area later on within the next block. So this is my master plan. I show you. So at the left side, we can see a wildlife. So actually, we would like to propose native plant to attract back all the native species or native wildlife back into our site or into the urban context. Next will be how the retention pond function. As we can see, stormwater will flow. Stormwater is rain, so it will flow into a retention pond, and stormwater will also flow from the sidewalk. So water will either be penetrate to the ground, or it will receive a water natural treatment and discharge back into the river. This is how the water retention pond works. So this is my context plan for the master plan right after I design. So we can see their infrastructure plan, circulation plan, and vegetation plan. So vegetation we will see in the next board. So circulation plan, whereby the red dot is actually an entrance whereby they can actually enter within a multiple place. So succession process, maybe of you maybe don't know about this. Succession process is how we turn from a space, we will remove how it matured into a native planting or native plant, which is actually matured and suitable for the land, and it actually grows stable within the land. So you can see in the succession process from start, from 1st to 5 years, you're actually a small tree, and it will grow bigger, and actually it will fill up the space with a functional green element. So this is my last board for planting schedule the park. So the planting schedule and strategies is how I would like to propose native species. Most of here will be native species within our Malaysia and also Southeast Asia. Most of it is actually native plant for Southeast Asia. So actually water runoff is how we treat the water runoff. As we can see at the first one, it's actually a riparian species that treat water. They will actually remove all the toxic product from the water and actually hold it. So the next will be tall tree will planted to give the welcoming sense. So we would like to develop diverse vegetative layer. So as we can see on the right side, it's actually how green element works within a park. And it's actually how we need to set up multiple elements so that the green element actually work successfully within a park. So we have different layer. Each layer will function differently. So water channel or riparian species will actually treat water, and also it will be a place for aquatic native species. So lower bank is how they will hold up the to avoid soil erosion and also to improve biodiversity. So upper bank and grass strip is actually how we would like to attract back the native species back into our site or into our area.
Okay, you have one minute.
So I will go directly to the element of park element. So this is how the 8 elements work together. So I will mention some important ones. First will be the Pontian Pond. Pontian Pond is actually designed one big and one small to reenact how Pontian Besar and Pontian Kecil located. So we can see this is how I would like to propose, and this is the session whereby they can enjoy the riverside view, and they have a sitting at the riverside so that they can enjoy it. So the next one of the important or significant design that I would like to propose is seasonal greenway. This is actually a seasonal area whereby it will have a different view within different season. I will actually propose Tabeboy Rosia, a sakura-like tree, because it actually bloom actually similar to sakura within 1 or 2 months of a year. So it's actually will turn into wholly a pink tree that actually reenact and also to provide a great view. Next, I would like to provide also the tree which is rambutan tree, a fruit tree which actually grow within the season. So actually this is a 2-layer pedestrian walk. So I would like to propose rambutan tree at the bottom. So when it grow matured, people can actually gain or actually pluck the rambutan from the top side. So it's actually also at my side, whereby the seasonal greenway will turn into a different view at a different season. So this is all from me.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for allowing me to participate in this.
Thank you for your presentation, Joshua. It's very interesting because your concept for Pontian Besar are increased public space and pedestrian-friendly environment. And also you say that with 8 park element, wildlife creature, also aquatic life, water retention pond, and you also mentioned about succession process, 1 until 5 years, 5 until 15 years, and also 15 years onward. Okay, thank you, Joshua. And last but not least, yeah, Pak.
Yes. Okay, can we invite Zinhui? All right,
okay.
Zinhui.
Yes, Doctor.
All right, so they will, yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
So, good morning to all the lecturers and UNISA students. Yeah, my name is Lim Xin Hui, a second year landscape. I'm going to present my master plan. First of all, I would like to talk about my president study. So my first president study is located in Germany. It is basically a steel industry site which transform or redesign into a aesthetic and interactive public space. So the overall design for this site is brutalism. So the material choose and the plant choose is keep raw. For example, like the material choose will be concrete, wood, and untreated steel. And the plant that choose by the designer is the pioneer species plant, such as birch and moss. So this is the layout design plan for the site. And this is design that proposed to the site. Like I said just now, the pioneer species plant is proposed to the site. And since the site is dark color, so a few pocket park is added to add on some greenery to the former steel industry site. And third one is a big open space is proposed to allow the people to interact and having some relaxing activity there. Lastly, it will provide some sitting area along the pathway. So I will go to my second president study. So my second president study is located in Nicollet Mall in USA. This is the site plan and also the master plan for the site. So overall, Nicollet Mall is the goal of design this is to create an attractive place to work and for the people to experience the city. It also acts as an economic engine and an important link to connect the two various institutions and communities together. So let's talk about the design at the site. First design is the growth. So this area will provide some movable seating and also function as a porous stormwater collection areas. This strategy allows the creation of generous planting that can work. So the second is of informal and formal events, festival, performance, and so on. So we can see here, this is the two different types of functions that the island can be on. So it's basically act as a multifunctional open space for the public to use. The third design is the reading room. So here they will provide some new transit shelters and kiosks. And beside that, it also provides some curvilinear bench, which is equipped with Wi-Fi, book exchange, charging stations, and some overskill reading lamp for the people to read and having some leisure activities while waiting for bus or having their lunch. So this is the master plan and illustration of the site. So I have implemented some of the design concept into my design. So now I'm going to present my schematic plan. So my site is called Homesphere, where it is according to my theme, Livable City. And the aim and objective is also based on my theme, which is Livable City. So first of all, my aim is to develop Pontian Besar into a livable and interactive places that can fulfill the community needs by strengthening the sociological and environmental aspect of the area. And I have three objectives where I will explain this later based on according to the plan. So now I'm going to discuss about and describe my zoning area first. So my area, this is my site plan. My area, Homesphere, it is a place which can provide some comfortable and relaxing area for people to walk around without any interruptions of motorized vehicle. So here is for the people to increase their relationship with their friends, family, and so on. And they can even make some new friends here. So this is my schematic diagram. I have two schematic diagrams. First of all, I divided it into 4 spaces, which is recreational open space, parking space, public square, and also commercial space. And then I divided it into 7 areas. This I will explain later. So now I'm going to my vegetation plan. So my first objective is to fit the community harmony with natural system by foster biodiversity and to provide green space in Pontian. So I provide this vegetation plan, and according to the spaces that I propose. So first of all, Cycling Mania area, Nature Dream, and also Pocket Park. These 3 areas will be open space, and maybe it will have high ambient temperature compared to other space. So I would like to propose some shaded trees and some aesthetic trees, flowering trees here to attract the people to come here, stay here, and they can even sit under the shaded trees. So the trees that I propose is yellow frame trees, rain trees, Pride of India, and Pokok Tanjung. Second will be the parking area and street promenade area. So as we know that parking area and street promenade will have tiles, so we don't want to destroy the tiles. So therefore, I provide some narrow root trees with deciduous leaves. So this is the trees that I propose: Ashoka trees, Cayochina, and ironwood trees. That will be the area water-wide. I propose a pond-like area. So the trees that I propose is suitable to planted along the river to give a feelings of relaxing and chill, to provide a chill environment there. Lastly will be the homes fair. So I would like to propose some aesthetic plant and flowering and color plant to attract the people to stay here and having some chit chat by sitting at the corner. So this is the plant that I propose: geometry tree, ketapang, star jasmine. This is a climber, and also the pine tree. So now I would like to take you into my circulation, safety, and universal design plan. My second objective is to provide safety, comfortable, and accessible environment for a diverse group of people in Pontian. So first of all, the circulation and the accessibility is divided into 3, which is vehicle, pedestrian, bicycle, and bicycle pathway. So in area A, it will be only available for pedestrian and bicycle use, because here is an active area for recreational activity. So the people may walk around here and ramble around to enjoy the relaxed atmosphere without the interruptions of motorized vehicles. So the area B will be the commercial area, and here will be available for vehicle access so that the people can easily get to the place for walking, for transport loading, and also to buy some things. The lighting is proposed along the street to ensure the user safety. And lastly, some universal design is proposed, such as tactile paving is located at the level change area to remind the blind and to ensure their safety. So lastly, I will present about my schematic plan. So my last objective is to enhance and increase the human interaction to create a hub or public space in Pontian district. Since the Pontian Besar is lack of hub, so I would like to create more hub at this area for the people to having some activities, leisure activities, or interaction to increase the interactions between the neighborhood. I will take you into my master plan. So this is my master plan. All right. So, okay, first, if you're driving a car, you need to park your car in the parking area. And then this is the parking area. And then after that, you're going to the first place, which is Cycling Mania. This Cycling Mania is a place for the cyclists to enjoy cycling freely. They will also provide some bicycle parking rack for them to place their bicycle nicely. And here is some sitting area for the parents to supervise their children cycling. And the second place will be Nature Dream. This is the recreation open space for the parents and children to having activities. For example, like children can flying their kites or jogging or playing football at this area. And the parents will be supervise their children at this sitting area, or they can even having some picnic here. So this is the mound area for the children to play around. And the third place will be Home Square. So at this area, this will be the interactive area for the people. So in infrastructure are provided here, such as sitting area, sculpture, and planting box. So they can do what they want, whatever they want to do. And here is a place for them to meet new friends. So next we're going to the water wide area. Since the water element is important in a recreational area, so here we provide a river-like pond for the users to enjoy it. Sitting under a shaded tree is provided so that the users can be more comfortable. This is definitely a good place for the people to having some chit chat with their friends and family. So after you play all this and you feel thirsty and hungry, you can straightly go to the street promenade. Here is the commercial place. So since this area is still available for pedestrian and cyclists only, the road is narrow to provide more space for the users to having the leisure time by sitting outside the buildings and having their tea time dessert with their families and friends. At the same time, they can enjoy the overall views of the site. So lastly will be the backyard pocket park. So as we know that at the commercial area, it will be a lack of trees, so the ambient temperature will be high. So pocket park is provided at this area to provide some shaded area and to give some natural colors to the area. So this is my master plan, and I will go to the section and illustration. So this is my section.
Yeah,
as you can see that this is the nature.
You have 2 minutes left, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I think I will go straight to my illustration. This is the picnic area for the parents to sit, and the children can having some lecture activities here. This is the home square where the people can interact between each other and enjoy their leisure time. And then third will be the cycling mania. This is there will be a big open space for the people to cycling. This is the water wide area, and the water element gives people some relaxed feeling, and it is suitable to having some transfer with their families and friends here. And then we go to the street promenade. People can sit under at the sitting to enjoy the nice view and having a good cup of tea and chit chat with their friends. Lastly will be the mound. This is the area for the children to play around. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sisri, for your presentation about Pontian Besar, circulation and safety and universal design plan. You have 7 area, which is cycling mania, nature dream, parking area, backyard pocket park, home square, street promenade, and also water vibe. Okay, Pak Muhammad, I think after all student presentation, we will open for the question from UNISA student, and in here we have 4 questions, I think. Yeah. From Hilman. Hilman is a second year student at UNISA, Pak. Okay. He asked for Nicholas. What is the most significant problem in constructing master plan in order to sustain the biodiversity related to your project? Okay, Hilman, are you still here? Hilman masih di sini? Okay. For Nicholas, you can answer the question, please.
It's a good question from Human. So for me, the issue that I face when design my master plan is to sustain the biodiversity may cause the fragmentation, which may divide into separate fragments because the connectivity of habitat are reduced. So we have to identify where is the best to add on the corridor, such as the green corridor, stepping stone, greenway, to enhance the habitat. So, for example, for the stepping stone patches for habitat, which allow the movement throughout the landscape without the need for direct link. So, we also creating a buffer zone around the ecological area to help to protect the wildlife habitat. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, Nicholas. Hilman, is it clear for you? Okay, I think it's clear. And then for the second question, this is from Desi. Desi is the girl who on her final project, Pak. So she is last year student on UNISA. Okay, Desi, for Cairo, what is the important factor that we can explore to encourage the resilience for the surrounding residents? Okay, for Cairo, please answer the question.
Okay, thank you, Desi, for the questions. For my opinion, how we can encourage the resilience for surrounding resident is, for my opinion, is the participatory design process, which means, for example, we provide a space for community garden. It's up for the residents to how they use the space or improve the space. From the interaction for multiple community of the residents, they not only improve their social interaction, but from that participatory design process, they provide a sense of place of the area, and thus it provides placemaking. And from the placemaking, it creates a sense of responsibility among the residents in how they manage the area and the community garden. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, Khairul, I lost your voice, but it's okay. I think Desi can hear it. And is it clear for you, Desi? Desi is okay? Okay. And then for the third question from Erdin Shah Mahendra, he is a third year student at UNISA. Okay, this is for Khairul again. Okay, please, Khairul, don't lose your voice again, okay? Okay. Khairul, with your design, how can you make the environment safe and secure? Because between green spaces, we have roads and the green spaces near with buildings.
Okay.
Thank you.
For my design, what I do in how to make the environment safe and secure is firstly to the segregation of pedestrian walkway and the vehicle circulation, which is to provide a pedestrian walkway. And secondly is how in the help of planting elements such as the shrub, which provide as a barrier from the pedestrian and the vehicle circulation to separate the area. For the building, to maintain the acre, because the wood is have different layers, like not wait for me, I think it's not a big issue.
Okay.
But I quite confused on your questions. Can you say more detail of the question?
Okay. The question is on Nicholas. You can see you can open the chat, and then from to you, Vanessa, you can your question, please. Vanessa, are you still there? Okay. We will keep this question. Oleh Bu Tika, Nicholas. Okay. Your ecological design. What do you use the working area? I see in your you use woods for all your surface. How can you make the working area space? Okay,
Nicholas, Nicholas, are you still there, Nicholas?
Yes. The working area, I use the pathway under the wooden board is have something I propose under the, so it's not actually if any issue about the ecological and
yeah. Is it clear for Fadisa? Yeah, okay. And the last question from Dita Kinanti. If I'm not wrong, Dita is a first-year student. Dita, this question for Noni. Noni, are you ready? Yeah. I see from your presentation, there are some kind of plans you have planned to put on your design. And I saw that some of them comes from different places and they must have different typical of living, especially when they come from places with different climates. How to treat them in the native climate and how to choose the right plans for the design. Thank you. Okay, this Noni. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dita Kinanti, for the question. As for me, I will propose a native plant at my site, which is, we know native plant have more benefit, which is it helps to improve our soil, nutrient, and also it's suitable for our climate. So as for me, I will propose the native plant first, but most of my design, I will just propose the native plant. I'm not going to propose any other plant from the not native.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Noni. I think this is the end. Thank you, Noni. Finally, all of students have their presentation, and don't go anywhere because we will have a quiz, ya Pak.
Yeah, I think I will select a few quiz. Not all. Just like two or three questions.
Okay, silakan. Please, Pak Muhammad, silakan for the quiz.
Alright. Before that, Ibu, I kind of wondering, did the students from university learn about landscape studies in their courses?
Yeah, for the second year, for the first year student, they learn about designing for landscape, and for the second year student, they have architecture design. Maybe you can help me for the second year and also for the third year, because we have some course that related with landscape design, Pak. Yeah.
I see. The reason why did I ask that question, because I think that the question that been asked by students are very critical and I think it's very good. I think in terms of like they kind of having a deep understanding about what is landscape design, which is totally good.
Yeah, thank you, Pak. So for the last year student, they have course for studio perancangan arsitektur, Pak. They design for urban, they design for urban design, and also now they design for primary school. Yeah. No. That for second year student, and for the second year student, they design for primary school, and for the first year student, they design for landscape. Yeah, for playground.
Oh, that's really good. I think like, I feel a bit honored because like this is a very good session in terms of like sharing all other knowledge. And I think everyone does very good.
Thank you, Pak. Now, maybe. Oke, untuk mahasiswa UNISA bisa silakan ikut menjawab ya.
Alright. Okay. Basically, these quizzes are provided by Prof. Ismail, and I was quite surprised. Like some of the quiz, I mean, like you need to know a lot of like the basic knowledge, the general knowledge, and I think I will just select few one or two quiz based on the listed one. All right.
Yeah.
Price, which is not in the category, and why? All right. Can everyone answer this one?
Come on, UNISA, where are your voice? Come on. This is only for student, ya Pak?
Pardon? Yeah, for student and for us as well. I mean, it's very critical.
Categories of Nobel Prize, which is not in the category, and why?
Yeah. So, anyone have ideas?
Come on.
Right. Anyone have ideas on this? Any answers?
If they can answer the question, the quiz, what is the rewards, Pak?
I will pray for them. I will pray for their successful. Right. Sorry, just postpone. Oh, sorry. All right. Anyone have ideas on this? Any answers?
Yeah, doctor, I think I can answer this because I just Google search about interested in mathematics careers, so it didn't met a categories for it
All right. All right.
because
That's
he's
a new
not
thing.
because he's not interested in mathematics, so he didn't create any categories of mathematics in the Nobel Prize. That's the answer.
All right. All right. All right. That's cool. Right. Anyone else?
I actually found another reason, but it's actually it's quite logical, but it's actually a weird answer. Actually, the founder of Nobel Prize, Alfred Nobel, is actually cheated by a mathematician once. That's why he is not interested in mathematics, and that's why Nobel Prize we don't have mathematics within it.
All right. All right. All right. That's good. All right. The only thing is the answer will be. I think the answer. Dr. Ismail will be no. What is the answer? I just googled down this now. Yeah, it's a mathematics. That's right. It's mathematics. Yeah. All right. So can we move to the last one? I think this is the interesting one, the most interesting one. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Name the university that won 107 Nobel Prizes and the younger than Harvard and Cambridge, age 152. It's somewhere in the United States. So the hint.
Okay, I will searching on the Google, Pak.
You see Berkeley.
Nope.
Any idea from UNISA? UNISA? Adib?
University of California.
Yes, you're right.
Wow.
It's California.
Round of applause.
It's California in Berkeley. All right. So the second one, all right. The university produced many startup, including Intel, Yahoo, eBay, Google. And also professor in our department, and we'll feel honored to be part to have him in our studio as one of our studio masters. And then probably like we hope in next collaboration, probably like he will be join our next collaboration in case, I don't know if we have this kind of question.
Can you repeat what?
I hope that in future we can have this kind of collaboration, because I heard that from you that from the university itself, from the department, that you kind of having a burn studio. Yeah. This will be great. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think that's all from us. I mean, kalau ada salah silap, harap dimaafkan.
Sama-sama, Bapak. Terima kasih. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you for your student presentation. It will very interesting for us dan sangat bermanfaat untuk kami. Mohon maaf apabila ada kesalahan dari kami dan mohon tidak jerah untuk selalu WEBINARCH with us.
Insyaallah.
WEBINARCH, it's same pronunciation. Okay. For today, this is the last. Thank you for all participants. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.